Okay, so today is August 20th, 2010. I am exactly 8 weeks out. Um, I weighed in this morning at 369 pounds, which means here recently I've been dropping about 3 pounds a week. Um, Went ahead and shaved up because got some stuff going on today that I want to be looking my best for. Um, what's it called? Lee ended up buying a Harley, like my cousin, the guy I live with and work with, and all that stuff. Bought a Harley about 2 weeks ago, and ever since he got his, I've been dying to get another bike. So I found the one I wanted, and I made sure I had the cash, and went in there and filled out the application and everything. And they said, "Hey, guess what? You're approved." And I'm pretty stoked about it, and I'm gonna go hopefully pick that up here in the next couple hours. It was supposed to happen this morning, first thing, and it's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it hasn't happened yet. They said about 3 hours when I was in there around noon. So I'm hoping within the next hour to hour and a half to go ahead and have that done and be able to hop on the bike next to Lee and get a good ride in. Because with how the permit process is set up here in Ohio, you can only ride till, with a permit anyways, you can only ride till sundown. So he can only ride till sundown. I'm gonna post separate videos. Excuse me. I've got two other videos that I wanted to post. One was just some stuff we're working on around the house to be able to show my aunt and some family that doesn't live close by. That we're being responsible homeowners and kind of doing a little bit of work here and there and getting the work done as much as fast as we can and as much as we can as fast as we can. Um, as far as the weight loss thing goes, things are getting a lot easier as far as what I can eat and what I can't eat. Like this morning, I had a Fiber One bar for breakfast because they give you a lot of fiber and they still have a pretty high protein content. So I've been trying to get all my protein in via just actual food instead of doing the protein shakes because they don't really sit all that well and I don't like the way they taste. So I did them as long as I had to do them, medically speaking, and was told to do them for that period of time. After which I went ahead and stopped and got went ahead and started eating meat as soon as I could because I'd rather eat the meat because I like the way it tastes instead of putting some powder in milk and mixing it up and going that route. What's it called? I am in a pretty good mood. I know there's some people here on YouTube that have had problems with adjusting their medication after surgery or anything like that. And luckily I had it done before I was on any kind of medication for my weight or for any kind of emotional problems or anything like that. So there's no real issues with having to adjust medication because I wasn't on any. Um, so I mean, people are starting to notice that haven't seen me in a while, and really the only way I notice is when I go to put on clothes that I haven't worn in forever, and because then I stopped wearing them because it didn't fit, but I didn't have the heart to throw them away because I grew up in a family that was not the greatest, not the most well off financially, so you didn't waste anything you didn't, that you could have possibly used again. So that is actually coming to help me out quite a bit because like today I'm wearing a pair of jeans that I haven't worn in, I think they were bought for me my sophomore year in high school. So that is kind of nice. They're black though, and it is kind of hot out today. But I figured, why not look like a badass on a Harley? I mean, you gotta kind of reflect the right attitude. Um, but yeah, that's about all that's going on right now. Work's pretty much the same old, same old. Kind of show up, do the job, and come home. Still looking for some local work. I'm not really exercising as much as I'm supposed to because I'm gone 5 days a week. So I do, some sit-ups and some push-ups in the truck just as much as I can. And I don't know what kind of exercise it's called where you hold out your arm with a weight on it and try to hold it there as long as you can before your arm gives out. But I've been doing a lot of that kind of stuff too as much as I can. Getting out and walking, parking a little further away from places and doing my walking. I can do my walking on the road, so that's not impossible. But I would like to start getting into the gym, and to do that, I need to be home to go to the gym. So, yeah, that's still kind of a struggle. I've put in with some other companies, and I'm hoping to hear something back. But I'm being somewhat specific as to what I want. For my cousin, really, because he works with me, and if I go get a local job, he has to have a local job. So I'm trying to, really find something that fits his needs financially and, you know, with his driving style, because if he doesn't fit his needs, then he's not going to stick with it and not going to, you know, continue to work there. He's just gonna up and quit one day when he gets pissed off, you know. So I'm starting to tell my face looks a little bit thinner, as far as like I'm looking at the other videos that I've taken, and my face does look a little thinner, so that's good. What's it called? So yeah, I think that's about it. I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but yeah, that's what's going on. Real happy to see everybody that's been, you know, commenting and, you know, putting up posts on both YouTube and Facebook. It's really been helpful, and, you know, there's been some days that have been kind of hard to swallow, and, you know, luckily there's been people there that have stood behind me and said, you know, hey, keep it up, you're doing a great job, and, you know, you're accomplishing the goal you set in front of yourself to accomplish, so, you know, keep going. And I really appreciate that. Anyways, at this point, all my scars are pretty healed up. The funny part is I didn't know it would do this, but when I had my main scar from on my stomach from the surgery was about, I don't know, probably about 3 inches long, maybe 3.5 inches long when I first got it done, and now it's down to where it's like not even 1.25 inches. I didn't really, it didn't happen overnight, but I woke up the other day and I kind of looked down at my stomach. I was like, wow, it looks a lot different. So I'm not really seeing a whole lot of differences, besides like stuff that can actually be measured, because I'm kind of a logical person, and because of that, if it's not something that can be measured, if it's not something I can actually, you know, physically see in this world a difference, you know what I mean? Like when I start buying new clothing and I'm seeing a huge difference in the number of inches from my waist size, and a huge difference in, you know, the sizes of my shirts, that'll be the biggest, like, you know, reference point for me, because it's, you know, it's obviously smaller because it's a smaller size, you know. That's but as far as how I still feel exactly like I used to, and I really haven't changed too much. On the weekends, I tend to cheat a little bit as far as my diet. During the week, I'm really strict, because I can only take with me what can be put in my cooler, so I have to be really strict on what I eat, how much I eat, because I pack 5 days worth of food. So I snack on peanuts instead of snacking on anything else, and I try not to do that too much. I get in about 6 to sometimes 7 meals a day, depending on how much I'm awake. But to you know, give you an idea, I had like a Fiber One bar for this morning, which is most people would consider a snack, and then I had a what's it called? Waited about 2.5-3 hours, and was out and went by a Chipotle. It was like, oh man, Chipotle, that sounds great. So I just took it easy on the sour cream, took it easy on the cheese, and made sure that I got mostly meat, mostly beans. That way I was eating my proportions for my proteins to my other, you know, to my carbs, and all my other stuff was pretty well proportioned. So no matter how many bites I was able to fit in my stomach, the proportions were good, and I was still getting my protein. So I ate that, and then about 3 hours later, I came home, and after being at the dealership, and I had some leftovers from that, because obviously I can't eat a whole one. Came home and ate the rest of that, and now I feel like I just ate Thanksgiving dinner, so there's really no reason to really be hungry that much. I've noticed that sticking with meats is the best way to go. Like any kind of straight meat intake, and I feel really full for a long period of time. Anything that has carbs, or like the Fiber One bars, or even fruits and vegetables, they don't keep me full as long, so I'll eat them, and then an hour later it's like I'm hungry again. So what I've been trying to do with those is kind of stick them as more of like my treat, my dessert for the day, and not necessarily it's dessert food, but like last weekend I had a really big craving for like some fresh fruit, strawberries or grapes or something, you know. And because like the grapes are almost all water, like I ate a lot of those one evening, like probably a good sized handful. And then the next night I had strawberries and had about 3 or 4 of those and got full. So but it's like a treat. So it's like, okay, well, I ate it, and then I'm going to be awake for 3 more hours before I go to bed. So let's go ahead and eat it now, and then that way it's not, you know, I'm not paying for it later. But anywho, it's getting close to the 10-minute mark, so I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Any questions, as usual, shoot them my way, and I'll try to get them answered in the video. So started out at 418 pounds, down to 369 pounds. Have a good day.